From the campus of the Gloucester County Institute of Technology in Deptford Township, New Jersey, the Gloucester County Educational Network presents high school basketball. Tonight, GCIT hosts Pennsville. Hello again, everyone. Rob Christ along with my partner, Shawn Leary. Great to see everyone. Great basketball on hand tonight here at GCIT. These are two teams that have had seasons where they've struggled, but GCIT, a major accomplishment, making the playoffs with a 7-14 mark. Pennsville with a 2-19 record coming into tonight, but they want to start building on things and start working towards next year.
Yeah, if you look at Pennsville, they've had a few injuries, especially the big guys, so they've struggled down low, something that they're going to need tonight to fix because GCIT beat them by 20 points in their first meeting. So if you look at Pennsville, right now it's just trying to find little things to build on, trying to get some confidence in yourself. Even staying close in a game can certainly spur that on. They want to try to build for the years coming up. They now have a youth program, which they didn't have before. So some of the things you look at Pennsville, it's going in a positive direction, although the record may not indicate that.
GCIT's had some big wins. They're coming off a big win over a very good Cumberland team. They defeated Pennsville earlier in the year, and again, a major feather in their cap. They're playoff bound.
Well, last year they only had 5 wins. You know, they got their first win in the program's history. Now in its 6th year in the program's history, they have 7 wins this year. They're a 14 seed, going to play against Lacey, certainly be an underdog. But, you know, they're starting to build a little confidence. You know, one of the things you look at this GCIT team is they can play with teams. It's just a matter of putting a full 4 quarters together. That's something where they struggle. Sometimes they'll play down to the competition. Sometimes they'll play up to it. But it's a matter of being able to play four full quarters, and they have a great coach to be able to do that and try to teach that so they can make the next leap and try to maybe knock off one of the bigger teams.
Well, Pennsville, again, has lost once this year to Gloucester County Institute of Technology, but they're going to look to make amends here tonight. They do have a go-to guy.
Yeah, it's Frank Yanello, and Frank's a big guy. He averages 15 and 12. He can pull down a lot of rebounds. He's been the key guy because with the injuries to their big guys, he's been solo down in the paint. He's going to have to try to score but also rebound, and that's really tough on a guy to be able to do both of those things, be the go-to guy, make sure that you clean all the glass. So this is a kid that's done a nice job, but they're certainly going to need him to have an outstanding game if they're going to even remain competitive in this one.
For Gloucester County Institute of Technology, they also have a go-to guy in Ken Johnson. They're going to need him not only tonight, but they're going to need him in the playoffs.
Well, tonight's senior night, so they're going to start 5 seniors, and Ken Johnson's one of those guys who went through those games where they lost 80 points to Salem. Now they're starting to win a couple of games, and Ken Johnson's a guy who's really a good kid. Plays really hard. Again, one of those kids, maybe not the most aggressive kid because he's not, you know, he could probably put up 20 points, 25 points a game, but he's not really aggressive. They're trying to teach him to be more aggressive, especially going into the playoffs. Maybe today, get a little bit more confidence, get some of them rebounds, some putbacks, but he's a kid that can light it up. He can score down low. He's a center. Going to be playing against Yanello, so that's a big matchup.
Well, again, stick around for the tip-off. Should be a good game. We'll have it for you in just a moment. Welcome back to Gloucester County Institute of Technology. Rob Christ along with my partner Shawn Leary about to tip it away here. Pennsville in the black and gold, and GCIT on the board first. They lead 2-0. Pennsville in the black and gold, and the Cheetahs of Gloucester County Tech in their home white trimmed in navy. Inside, little turn and a foul committed by GCIT's Kenny Johnson.
It's going to be important for Pennsville to try to take the ball strong to the rim. Another problem that when you talk to the Cheetahs, one of the things that Coach Ron Meyer talked about with his team, trying to go aggressively to the rim and get to the foul line.
Frank Yanello, who we spoke about in the open, 0 for 1 from the free throw line. And he hits the tail end. 2-1, Cheetahs. And Pennsville quickly in a press here against Gloucester Tech. They'll break the timeline and push it up, and a quick turnover here as Tim Huff allows it to escape through his hands.
So you talked about the color of the uniforms for Pennsville. They might have only 2 wins on their schedule, but they're winning in the pregame warm-ups.
You like that, huh?
Nice looking warm-ups before the game.
I forget. It's been a while since we've done basketball. I forget how much you'd like to talk about fashion when we do basketball.
I guess I'm multifaceted with my fashion sense.
Long three-pointer, rims out, rebound, and coming away with it will be Tennessee Moyer. Moyer looks to penetrate, drives, short, pulled down by Yanello. Here come the Eagles of Pennsville. Kicks to the wing, again another three-point look here. This one no good, rims out as Pennsville's Clint Herman unable to convert. Still 2-1 the game, and a three-pointer, nothing but net for Dale Ashley.
Nice job by the guard, the senior. All seniors starting tonight's game for GCIT. A good look from the three. You're going to take that if you get that open.
Yanello inside, hammers, gets the rebound, drives, still no good. And Pennsville right now can't buy a basket.
Yeah, you need to finish that if you're Yanello. That one's going to frustrate him because he was right there. Good rebound, good strong take. Not able to convert.
Ashley feeds inside, a little in and out. Three-pointer tipped away, and it's going to be Pennsville basketball as Tennessee tries to tip it over to his teammate, but unable to come away with it is Aaron Hinkleman. Pennsville, again, a turnover here as it's gotten sloppy as Frank Weigel throws a no-look pass to no one.
See there, the coach for GCIT, Ron Meyer, Kevin Mulhern, the coach for Pennsville, with his arms crossed right now. And that's one of those turnovers, Rob, and you have those type of mental mistakes. You just lose possession, lose a chance to score. And you find yourself down 7-1 with that just little lazy pass that doesn't go to any one of your teammates.
Still no field goals here for Pennsville. And pulling down the rebound is the big guy, Kenny Johnson. 5:20 remaining first quarter. It's been all Cheetahs thus far. Outside on the perimeter, Ashley kicks it over to Hinkleman. No good, rims out.
This is a very unselfish team, but that right there, Dale Ashley, when you get to the paint, and you got that little short jumper, you got a good look right there. You want to try to shoot it from the paint if you got an open look. Dale Ashley trying to be unselfish with the basketball as he does there, but sometimes you got to be a little selfish when you get that open short jumper.
Weigel addresses the three-point line, kicks to the wing. Sean Gorman from way out. Different area code. Yanello pulls it down. He's stopped by Johnson. They'll work the perimeter and try to find Yanello. Yanello looking to penetrate. Spin move inside, no good. Pulled down Hinkleman. And coming away with it is the senior. That's Tim Huff. Huff driving end to end, no good, strong. Johnson back out Huff. Huff one-hander, rims out again. And right now, a lid on both baskets, still 7-1 with 4:10 left. And now looking to go from three-point range, kicks, spins, Weigel, hard off the rim, here comes Hinkleman. Hinkleman dishes. Now it's Ashley. Ashley inside, wildly throws it up, and coming down with the rebound is Pennsville's Clint Herman. They'll try to slow things down, still looking for their first field goal of the evening.
I think they need to work the ball. That's a good spot right there. Nice job.
And inside, finally muscling his way in for the first field goal of the night is C.J. Baxter.
You're not looking at this GCIT team thinking you got a bunch of trees where you're not able to look at inside. And I think Pennsville's just got to be more patient with the basketball, try to work it around, and find the open man instead of settling for 30-foot jump shots.
Looking inside, good kick out top, three-pointer, rims out, pulled down, here comes Pennsville. That's Sean Gorman with the basketball across the timeline. They'll eye up the defense and pull it out. Baxter from just above the foul line, kicks out a rebound. Tennessee volunteers the ball over to Ashley.
Nice one early in the game. Must be the beard, huh?
Ashley from way out, no good. There's Johnson.
I'll give you that one, you're one up.
Ashley again, Hinkleman, a little game of catch. Inside,
Nice
look for Johnson. Johnson off glass, good.
Kenny Johnson with the deuce.
You can see Dale Ashley's able to take the ball at will into the paint and set up some different options, either one shooter pass to one of his teammates.
Turnaround, no good. Henkelman has it knocked away, and now Baxter hustles. Baxter with the basketball will kick. A long three-point shot. That rims out, and pulling it away, it is Timothy Huff. Well, Pennsville not shy about shooting from the perimeter.
No.
Johnson for two, good.
Yeah, on the line. Foot was on the line, good call. And you don't mind an open look, Rob, but just settling for that and just not trying to work the ball into the paint, not even giving it a look. That's why you see a team that might struggle.
Top of the key three-pointer, and this one's going to fall short. Sean Gorman would like to have that back. Again, right now Pennsville's just not really working the basketball. It's one or two passes and a chuck. Pull-up jump shot. Rims in and out. Nice follow. And a Henkelman. 13-3, double-digit lead here for the Cheetahs. Now a little bit more ball movement. Here's Weigel. He'll look to penetrate. He'll kick it out to the wing. And again, Pennsville will look for a good shot. Yanello's been active inside. Driving inside. Nice use of the body to shield Johnson, and Sean Gorman with a field goal. It is 13-5 as we are inside of a minute remaining.
It's just amazing to me that some of these kids, they just don't get it. You see how good things happen when you work the basketball around, you drive it to the rim, create opportunity for yourself, and then if you get the open look, fine, if you're setting up your teammates. But it just seems that if you just are patient enough with the basketball, good things will happen for you.
Huff steals, drives, deuce. Well, every starter with a basket now, and GCIT with a dozen on top of Pennsville. It's 17-5 as we are now inside of 20 seconds remaining. Three-point shot is good. Frank Weigel.
See, that was a shot. At least it was in rhythm. Right after the pass, you get your feet set. Nice spot-up shot. Don't want to just keep settling for those. That's all.
To the wing, three-point shot, good. Well, everything's going the way of the Cheetahs. Ashley with his second tray of the night. We head to break. GCIT on top, 20-8. Welcome back to GCIT. They lead 20-8 over Pennsville. Pennsville with the basketball and looking to redeem themselves from earlier in the year when they lost to this Cheetah basketball team by 20 points at home. Here Yanello spins, Johnson denies. Now penetration inside, and that's knocked away by Johnson after a good penetration move from Gorman.
That was set up on the pressure also off the glass by Yanello. Yanello was not afraid to get into the mix in that paint. You like that, at least from this one Pennsville Eagle player that's going to give you good minutes inside. He's done a nice job so far tonight, did a nice job so far throughout the season. You see this 63-43 win for the Cheetahs game in Pennsville.
Pennsville with a couple of wins on the season, as we mentioned. They did defeat Glassboro. A long three-pointer, no good, and they also defeated the Woodies of Woodstown. So a couple of wins over local opponents, 2-19 mark. And again, just trying to generate some momentum as they head towards 2011-2012.
Yeah, I'm just not sure why Gorman's settling for that. I mean, he's beyond like an NBA three-pointer. I just don't understand it. You could even dribble in and take a shot, with your momentum going toward the basket. And I'm not too sure why that he continues to try and hoist that up. It's just not working.
Little baby hook shot rims out, and this is going to stay. GCI2 basketball, Kevin Krowicki checking in. They have a wholesale changes here for GCIT. AJ Stevens also in the game, and with the basketball right now, it's Kevin Smith. Krowicki in traffic, knocked away. It's going to be Pennsville basketball.
Yeah, Krowicki's a nice player. He comes in as one of the leading scorers for the leading scorer for GCIT, and just an overall really nice player. Maybe scores 17 points per game, or 18 points per game coming into tonight's contest.
Pennsville again working the perimeter, long three-point shot, rims out, and they just seem to content to shoot that long shot and not really getting much on a second chance points. Rebounds are hard to come by on the offensive end for both of these teams as Pennsville comes away again with a shot that's launched. Here's Weigel. Weigel looks inside for Yanello. He's denied by Krowicki, and now we're going to have a travel. Pennsville again will press, and quickly it's the Cheetahs breaking the press. Good look inside, left-hander. Nice little move by A.J. Stevens.
Yeah, way to break the press by GCIT. Set yourself up with the layup. Stevens comes into the game only averaging a point per game, but does a nice job with the left hand. You're going to get a travel. He's going to turn the ball over, and those are those little things that prohibit points for GCIT in meaningful games. You know, there's been some games where it's been very close and just a few things have gone wrong into the game to determine whether it was a win or a loss.
Yanello on the board with his first field goal of the night. He has 3 using the glass, and Pennsville steals it away. Again, another long three-point shot launched. Too strong. Again, penetration inside and take it away. Bergen steals it, foul called, and it will be the Cheetahs to head to the free throw line. Kevin Smith, the junior.
And when you look at GCIT, started off the season with a win against Woodstown. Right here on the home court, everyone was pumped up after a 5-win season the year before. They're getting a little bit of talent inside this gymnasium, and then what really set them back was a 39-point loss the following game at Pennsgrove. And that kind of hurt this team's confidence, Rob. And sometimes, you look at that game and you got to be realistic where your team is at that point. And I'm sure that Ron Meyer felt that his team just couldn't match up well with Pennsgrove. But that kind of stung, I think, this team a little bit where you have a good win, you're excited about it, and then lose to 39. The reality sets in for the Cheetahs, and they say, listen, maybe we won't be contending for a title, and you get a little disappointed. And they've kind of had to deal with that throughout the season. Ron Meyer comes from a team in high school, where he played for Pittman. Pittman State Championship team with Joe and John Crispin. He knows how to win. He comes from that type of program, so he knows what it takes. And you see Ron right there. He knows what it takes to get to that level of competition, to be able to win not only meaningful games, but also playoff games, get to a state championship and win. And the dedication it takes in the off season and the confidence you need to have throughout the season to sustain that. And he talked about not just having talent. I mean, Joe and John Crispin were terrific. You had McMaster, who was a terrific compliment, along with Ron Meyer, who was a great player. Averaged 23 points his senior year. There's a lot more to winning games. It's minimizing the little things, the detail that goes into it.
Yanello pulls down the rebound, can't follow up his shot, kicks to the wing, another three-point look for the Cheetahs. No good, pulled down, here's the rebound, it's Herman. Herman with the basketball, he'll kick to Weigel. Weigel on top again, and an open look denied. Right back, looking for penetration inside, a wild one-hander scoop shot, and that will be all for naught. Eric Bundy will head to the free throw line for 2. Bundy, just a freshman. 25-10, Cheetahs on top here. Bundy hits the first.
Look at Bundy, and he's the freshman coming in for Pennsville. They're excited about this young man and brings some hope to the future. Got to build some spots, and they are building with Bundy, but they're also building, now they finally have a feeder program, a youth program in the township. It's in its second year, and that's something that, you know, they're getting a little excited about in Pennsville, is being able to use that to the advantage and go to the high school level with more than just, you know, some backyard basketball, some fundamentals being taught in town.
Krowicki shows some of his scoring prowess, increases the lead to 27-12. Inside, and we're gonna have a walk. Gorman, feet slipping underneath him. Long outlet inside Krowicki. He's double teamed and rolls out. Followed up, off glass and good. Kenny Johnson with 6.
Gonna feel good for Ken Johnson. This is a really hard worker. You talk about some of those little things that a kid will do on a court. You know, pick up loose balls, set up his teammates. You know, sometimes he'll give up an open shot to try and allow one of his teammates to score. Just needs to be a little bit more aggressive to give a compliment down low.
Krowicki looks inside and unselfishly feeds to Johnson. It rims out. Here comes Pennsville with 3 minutes left. Again, another long three. This one is good. Frank Weigel with a pair of threes. He leads the Pennsville scorers with 6. Inside again, Krowicki. Little baby hook. Rims out, pulled down. Here come the Eagles. Trying to cut into that 14-point lead that GCIT enjoys.
Yeah, they'd like to just get it down to single digits right now if you're Pennsville. Get a good look here.
Yanello looks to penetrate on Krowicki. And foul call. This looks like it's going to go against GCIT's number 32, Kevin Krowicki. Yanello will head to the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 tonight from the free stripe.
You know, Yanello's that type of player down at Pennsville, probably gets overlooked by a lot of people, but, you know, if you had a couple of guys on the team to complement what he's able to do, especially, and I'm not talking about the guard play, talking about somebody in the paint, there is nobody right now. They had 2 injuries to some of the front court players. One was Mitch Weiser, a football player who was injured, came back only to have a hernia and wasn't able to play after that in the beginning of the season. And that certainly hurt your team. And Dominic Wyszynski, who's a baseball player, had a problem with his back. Wyszynski is just recently signed a letter of intent to play baseball. But you have those 2 players that really would have helped Yanello down low. He's kind of had to do it all by himself throughout the season.
Yanello now with 7, and looks like we're going to have a travel. We do.
So you get a chance right now to cut it to 10 or 9 if you're Pennsville. And you don't mind to see somebody like Weigel take a 3-point shot here. It's just a matter of working the ball around and getting the best possible look that you can.
Yanello working against Johnson. Yep. Kisses it off the glass, and he adds to his totals. He has 9. 31-21. Inside, easy lay-in for Tennessee Moyer.
Yeah, that's tough for Coach Mulhern because, you know, that's just being lazy on defense, not getting back in time. You look at the 5 guys on defense, and you got to say, listen, we had a chance right there, down by 10, and a mistake by just not giving full effort.
Moyer pulls down the rebound. Yanello falls. Inside, great look, again. Johnson.
Again, you know, you look at why a team only has 2 wins, and that's a product of not just not getting back defensively. Lazily getting back, walking back, not being able to hustle.
Penetration inside off the spin move. That's a good one as Herman is now on the scoreboard. It is 35-23 as we are approaching 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And a deflection, it'll remain Cheetah basketball. They lead by a dozen. Again, they are headed to the playoffs against Lacey Township. They will have their hands full. Open three-point look is good.
Yeah, Ashley's feeling it tonight. He's able to drive into the paint, create shots, hit the outside jumper. Nice job by the senior so far in the first 20 of this one.
Dale Ashley with 3 3-point shots tonight, and it's 38-23. Looks like GCIT will hold for the last possession as we now are inside of 10 seconds. Penetration, kicks to the wing. Open look, 3-point shot, too strong. Save, Moyer, good. Tennessee Moyer as the Cheetahs sprinting to the locker room. We head to break. Well, there you take a look at head coach Ron Myers.
Yeah, that was a big thing for Pittman in the mid-'60s. You see Ron Myers there.
Mid-'60s.
He was number 13, mid-'90s. What did I say? Midwest.
He's not that old.
I was thinking of you.
He is not that old.
You know what did I say? Mid-'60s?
Yes.
Well, I was thinking of you because first off, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And I was thinking about you and congratulations to making your mid-'60s. So that's kind of just bled into one another. Yeah, Ron Myers in the mid-'90s when it was such an exciting time for Pittman with the Crispin brothers, and of course all the role players were on that team. These were some good. You're talking about role players. They would have been stars on some of the other teams in the Tri-County Conference. Guys like Ron Myers, and just brought that energy and that terrific play in the paint, and that's what he's kind of trying to bring here to GCIT is that desire to win and to play at that level and at that pace consistently throughout the game. And you see that here where both teams, there's times where there's just some lapses, and that's what frustrates these coaches with Ron Myers and Mulhern. There's the ability there. He sees that there is some skill levels in his players. He just wants them to be able to play like the way he did in that level of playing every play like it's your last play. And he talked about the seniors. So this is your last year. You'll know, it's just not the same. Even if you did play in college, he says it's like a job once you get to college. And Ron went to TCNJ and then went to Rowan to finish out his college career. And he just knows because that high school level was just so much fun and winning. And that time it was just a great time.
Well, that was really the zenith of Pittman basketball.
Oh, it was. And there were going to watch them. They throw up 80, 90 points a game. And Joe and John Crispin, there wasn't a spot on the floor that they would miss. You wouldn't mind a shot beyond the NBA three-pointer from any one of those guys. They would just drain them. You couldn't. You needed to play up on them.
Of course, one Crispin went on to Penn State, another over to Princeton University. And again, just really great basketball out of that small town. Pittman, like many small towns here in Gloucester County, really prides themselves on their high school athletics. And again, I think for the next 40, 50 years, they'll be talking about that basketball team.
Well, Joe went to Penn State, and then John eventually went to UCLA. John's still out in California and Los Angeles. And rumor has it he's might be dating a pretty significant football player's sister. Somebody who might have played in the Super Bowl with really long hair. Not him. Dating his sister. Went to the Super Bowl. Played Matthew's sister. John just seems like things just follow him around.
Troy Polamalu. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what I said. But there's another guy with long hair. Maybe I clear that up. And then Joe's over in Italy. Still playing a little basketball there, so he doesn't get this way much. But they do a camp with Ron Myers during the summertime, and they all like to try to get together once in a while. And they're still some friends in that group. I know Chris Kaiser was one of the players on the as a reserve that would come off the bench and play for Pittman. And, you know, those guys still talk about what it was like during the 96-97 season, 97-98 season. And that was a team, too. You know, everyone talks about the state title teams. This Pittman team, as freshmen and sophomore, got to the South Jersey Championship only to lose to Burlington City in 94. And then again in 95, lost to Paulsboro. And the main player on that Paulsboro team, 95 South Jersey Championship, would have been Kevin Hart.
Yanello drives, rims out, and Johnson feeds Krowicki. Unfortunately, Krowicki was not looking, but as has been the case today, the ball bounces. Good luck. Sheeta's way, and Johnson reverse lay-in. Gets his rebound, kicks up top. Open look here, Smith will pull it back. Now he'll penetrate inside, good look, Johnson good. Cunny Johnson has been busy, he has 10 on the evening.
The head coach for Pittman at that time was Bob Harper. And he was a terrific coach and one of the legends at Pittman for such a long period of time. Craig Harper. And one of the things that Harper taught Myers, and Myers tries to use as a coach, is hard work and trying to work, whether it's 2 seconds, 2 minutes, or the entire game, trying to play at a level that you're going to exceed your opponent. He's trying to teach that to some of these players. He says, you know, it's very difficult. It is a different time. And also he says a lot about the talent level, that the talent level today is nowhere near the way it is when he played.
Keenan Bergen with his third tray of the evening. He has 11.
So there's some good players, and I talked to Mulhern about this as well, and he also agrees. He said, you know, there's just the talent level of player that is today just does not equal the players from a few years ago. And I asked Mulhern, you know, why would that be? Any reason why? We'll take a quick look at this drive to the basket. You see again, Gorman taking the ball to the rim, gets himself to the free throw line, gives himself a couple of easy shots. Need more of that a little bit from Pennsville. Mulhern credited to, he thinks specialization is really hurting the sport. This kid's just working on basketball instead of trying to become an all-around athlete.
Well, you know, one of the things that you see in basketball today is, you know, the curse of ESPN, and you see this in all sports. Everybody wants to make either these ridiculous threes, which we've seen a lot of tonight, or, you know, they want some acrobatic dunk or lay-in, and, you know, a lot of the fundamentals get lost in that. And that's why right now the NBA has so many guys coming in from Europe.
Yeah, it certainly hurt the level of play. It's very visible in South Jersey. There's some good teams, don't get me wrong. Pittman's a terrific team with Dixon and Colgate. You look at Kingsway with Gilmore Lane and the compliments he has on his team over the last couple of years. Kingsway has done extremely well. But overall, the level of play that you see and the effort that is given throughout a game really stands out. And not in a good way. I'm not trying to call the kids out. I'm just stating the truth.
Krowicki with 8, looking to convert on the three-point play. He is 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. It's now a 30-point bubble. GCIT on top of the Eagles of Pennsville here on senior night.
And I'm not too sure it's even the kids' fault, Rob. And, you know, I look at my son plays at Washington Township in the youth organization. And they do a great job in Washington Township, doing the best that they can. But one of the problems there is there's so many kids playing at that level. There's no court time. You can't have a practice. I mean, I remember practicing. We'd play a couple games, and during the week we'd have a practice. Maybe even 2 practices. They'd be organized.
Talking about practice?
Talking about practice. And practice isn't a bad thing. You kind of learn things during practice. That's the whole point of it.
Krowicki feeds, laid up, and fouled is Bergen.
Sean Gorman just got teed. So you see Krewicki here. See the clock behind there.
So heading to the free throw line will be Bergen. Again, thus far on the night, he has 11. First, he's going to shoot the technical foul. He mentioned Gorman was teed up. This is the first. 2:38 remaining here in this third quarter. 30-point edge, and Bergen misses both ends of the technical foul. Now he will take his free throws, and actually it looks like Bergen took his free throws. Now it's going to be Smith taking the technical foul free throws. He hits the first. Smith now with 3 on the evening. 59-28. And make it 60. So our own Shawn Leary has a special guest up in the booth. Throw it over to Shawn.
You talk about, I just talked about practice and, you know, what it takes to become a terrific athlete. Well, we're just happily joined by Lewis Kelly. And if people don't know Lewis Kelly, it's not one of the mainstream sports, Lou, that a lot of people might not know about your name for that reason. Yeah. But certainly if it was a mainstream sport, you would be as big as Dixon or some of those names. You play golf here at GCIT,
yes,
and not just known as, you know, a decent golfer. You've accomplished some great things already this year, your senior season. Last year, some of your accomplishments, I know you won a state.
Yeah, I won the state junior. I was at Rockaway River in Denville, New Jersey. It was a pretty big win for me in my career. Doing that, my second match play event, so it was great to win that and just build my resume, which was awesome.
You do a lot of golfing as much as you can. I've been talking about practice and, you know, the importance of trying to develop your game, whether it be golf or basketball or soccer, whatever you're going to do. That's something you take real serious. I mean,
yes,
you do a lot of practice. You're always out on the course.
Yes, I am. I practice my putting at least 2 hours every day when the weather's right. And just trying to work on my short game, trying to work on the areas that are the weakness part of my game and trying to get better. The guys out here playing basketball, they're trying to get better, and so am I. Golfers, we're still athletes. We still work out and, you know, try to get as better as possible. So that's what I'm trying to do.
I know, Lou, you, again, kind of become not just a nice player here in the area, but certainly in the state, you're known as one of the top golfers around.
Yes.
You just had an opportunity to be on the Golf Channel doing a little TV. Tell us about that experience. Gary Player was teaching you some
it was awesome. I was down for the Ace Group Classic senior tour event. I'm part of the first tee, so we had a challenge on Tuesday and got to play in the Pro-Am on Wednesday. And it was called Ambush and Amateur. And Gary Player with David Marr ambushed me on the drive range, and you know, he's just showing some of my good points and what I was trying to work on. And he's just a phenomenal, very respected in the golfing world, Gary Player, World Golf Hall of Famer. And it was just awesome just to be on TV with him, be in the same breath as him in the same area, so it was just great.
Bundy with a nice drive to the basket, gets one to fall, and will get the free throw. Now GCIT with the 62-34. There's some exciting times right now at GCIT. You know, they get the first win last year here on this basketball court.
First playoff.
First playoff opportunity, yep, for this boys basketball team. So there's some excitement starting to get some players in this school.
It's great. You know, winning the state title 2008. You know, first in GCIT history, and now being the first playoff berth in GCIT basketball history. So it's great. We're definitely, you know, expanding as a school. You know, getting more freshmen in every year. Now we're in Group 3 for basketball, which is big. So we're just expanding as a team, and it's great to see, you know, what we're building. We're playing in this new gym this year that just opened this year, and it's just fantastic.
Now, your goals this year coming into golf is not just something with high school. You also have some summer goals once you get out of high school.
Yes.
You're playing some big major tournaments in the state. But what are some of the high school goals, and what are some of your goals as you go through the high school season?
Well, you know, they're team goals, basically. I feel like we could, you know, contend in our division this year. There's a lot of people that have been practicing and, you know, on the off season. So I'm looking for my team to, step up their game this year. Not to put pressure on them, but this will be a big year for us, being so inexperienced as last year. So, just looking as far as that and just, to win every tournament I enter. I try to, put the best effort in every tournament. So all you can do is just try your best and then see what happens. So those are my goals for the high school season. As far as the summer, I'm going to be playing in the Western Junior Amateur, which is in June. Because I won my state junior, I was invited to that, and also try to win my state amateur, which should be a great opportunity.
Okay, we're going to take a quick listen to Coach Ron Myers.
You know where we're at? Who we got? We got, you're going to be the 4. You'll be the 5. You'll be the 3. You're the 4. You're the 2. You're the 1. Okay? Go out, find your matchups. Okay? Whoever's covering Frank, don't touch the ball. Okay? Don't let him touch the ball. Yeah, I want you to. I want you covering him. All right? Just don't let him touch the ball. Okay? You guys match up. The taller guy, I want you on the taller guy, the 2. Okay? All right? Hey, keep playing hard. Box out, rebound. Run the offense well. All right? Let's go. Come on. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Hey, that's the way you play. Good job. All right? Good job.
Good opportunity there to listen to Coach Ron Myers in the GCIT huddle, explaining some of the instructions for his team as they have a 35-point lead. And again, here with Lewis Kelly, who is one of the premier golfers in the state of New Jersey and is really making a name on the East Coast for himself. Now, for golf, you have to soon now choose for college and all that other stuff coming up. Where are you with that process, and how's that going?
The process is still going along. I just talked to Florida Gulf Coast just recently, so that's on the board as well. But I won't be making my decision until April 1st, the NCAA signing period. So I'll wait for that, and everybody will just have to see where I go. So it's an exciting time for me, exciting time for my family, and just looking to take my talents to the collegiate level. So I'm very excited.
Are you looking for anything specific when you're looking at colleges?
They have to be, have to have great academics. Academics come first. I've seen a lot of young talent, gotten injured, any sport. People have heard that they're going to be big names in the collegiate level and they end up getting hurt. And I don't rule that out, but I just want to get a great education and obviously, play well. Team has to play well for me to go there. So we're looking forward to it.
Who inspired you to get into golf, and was there somebody going up in the high school level or somebody that you really admired the way they played?
Well, my grandfather and dad really got me into golf since I was, very young. But my favorite player is Shawn Leary. I got to meet with him personally for 2 hours, just me, my coach Dick Smith, and Shawn. So that was just a great experience to meet with him. How gentlemanly he is, how he carries himself on the golf course, and that's how I'm trying to emulate my game after. So it's great.
Here at the line for GCIT, it's Hinkleman. Hinkleman off the front of the rim, pulled down by Yanello. And Pennsville trailing by 35 in GCIT. You can see the marked improvement. The 20-point win earlier in the year against this Pennsville team. GCIT coming out here, putting 70 points on the board just the start of the fourth quarter. This is a pretty good basketball team, but they have come up against a Pennsville team reeling a little bit with only 2 wins on its schedule. At the line, getting it to drop is Gorman, senior guard. This Pennsville team, and, Lou, this is got to be tough for Pennsville. You have two wins on your schedule. How do you stay motivated? You guys have not really had. You've never really had that opportunity to experience really poor win-loss record with GCIT. The golf team has done pretty well throughout your career here as a Cheetah. Mm-hmm. But how difficult is that to stay focused when you're not winning?
Well, it's tough. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, especially when you play a team sport where everybody contributes. Golf is a little different, where it's still individual, but it's a team in the end. And you just have to stay motivated, have individual goals as well as team goals. I think that's important because, if the team's not doing well, you still can, achieve yourself. So it's very difficult, very difficult.
Well, you know, I go out and do a little golf myself during the spring and summer months. I write for the Gloucester County Times. And this year you're going to have to come and try to help me out with my golf game because I keep trying to break 80, and it's just not happening for me.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you some tips. I'm not a very good teacher, but I'm sure I could, with my golf knowledge, help you out a little bit.
I'm sure you certainly couldn't hurt because I put up some pretty poor numbers at times.
Well, everybody does that, even me.
Yeah, oh yeah. But you're like 2 over par. That's your bad game. That's when you have a bad outing. With me, if sometimes I get near triple digits if I'm really struggling and things aren't going so well. Well, Lou, we want to thank you very much for coming on, man. Best of luck to you. Terrific ambassador for golf here at the high school level, certainly for GCIT. We wish you the best in your pursuit of all the big tournaments. Carl Arena, certainly the team game as well, but the Carl Arena, the state, and then certainly in the summer months. And we'll be paying attention at the Gloucester County Times. You know, you got to make sure that you give the Gloucester County Times the scoop on where you're going to school.
Yes, definitely. I'll keep everybody posted. So look for me in April, signed. So I'm very excited, very exciting time in my life. But I just want to say this about my team, GCIT. We've come a long way since I've been here, freshman. We had some rough seasons, but definitely Myers has definitely turned this team around, and the first playoff berth is very exciting for this school. So we've definitely embraced this. As you can see, we're a close-knit team. So I just want to say, kudos to my school, and good luck in the future.
Yeah, certainly Myers has turned this around and done a fantastic job. 0 wins in the first couple of years, especially the first 4 years. And now GCIT with the 7 wins. You've seen there 7-14 coming into this one. Only 5 wins last year, getting the first win in varsity history in its 5th season last year. But now with the opportunity to even see a playoff match against Lacey, it'll be a tall order. But certainly things are looking up here at GCIT, especially when you have Lou Kelly trying to recruit some guys to come over to this school and get things going, not only for golf, but also the basketball team and the other sports. Thanks again, Lou.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So GCIT with the 76-37 lead. Gorman's going to bring the ball up for Pennsville. Take it all the way to the basket and in. Nice job by Gorman. This goes coast to coast. Now joined by the new senior citizen. His recent birthday, Rob Christ.
It's interesting, Shawn, when I was walking around while you were doing your interview, both listening to some administrators here and some of the parents here, the comments they made were almost identical. This is the best I've ever seen them play. They kept saying, this is the best I've ever seen them play. And now they extend their lead 78-39. And you can't script it any better, really. You're on television for the first time. You're getting ready for the playoffs. It's senior night. It's great for these kids to have a game where they seem to be gelling in an ideal situation. Maybe John Mondelli needs to cover every one of these games. He'll be undefeated by the end of the year.
Well, they certainly have played well and have executed. One of the things you got to also look at the competition, and this is no slam to what GCIT has done tonight, but if you're getting wide open layups because the defense is not being played on the opposite side, that's certainly going to up your field goal percentage and certainly the amount of points you're going to put on the board. And GCIT has done a fine job of executing. This is going to allow them to get better. What they need to do is, again, get a win on the schedule, get 8 wins, and get ready for the next game. Continue to improve throughout each game until you may get to that playoff round. It's when everything counts. The second season begins. Good move. Nice move by Sean.
Sean Gahagan is the only freshman on this team, and he looks like he's going to be a ball player, someone to keep an eye on over the next few years here at GCIT. Frank Weigel with his 3rd tray of the night. It's 80-44. Kenny Johnson's enjoyed a good night on senior night, and now fouled inside is Anthony Clark. Everybody getting into the act.
Rob, we had a chance to listen to Lou Kelly, and Lou's one of the nicest kids that you're going to find at the high school level. Just gets it. Really humble, He knows that he's a heck of a golfer, but he puts a tremendous amount of work into that. And he's really made a nice name for himself and getting some really nice opportunities as well to meet Sean O'Hara, to meet Gary Player and get a tip from somebody like that. And he's had a lot of support from his family as well. I know his dad is big into golf. His grandfather was big into golf and teaching him how to play the game. And he's taking it to another level. This is a kid that is a serious golfer. This isn't somebody who's decent around this area. You're talking about one of the best in the state and maybe the best in the state.
Maybe he should take you out and teach you a couple things.
We talked about that because I could use his help.
Did a little piece for the Times on trying to break 80, or was it 180? I forget.
Yeah, well.
Or maybe it was 80 on the front nine.
Like
I don't recall.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like it's 180.
You do always. I have to give you credit. You do well on the 19th hole.
Real well. Yeah, real well.
I mean, if there's one guy I can count on at the 19th hole, I'm thinking it's Shawn Leary.
Yeah, that's my strength. Everyone's got to be good at something.
You in the clubhouse. I mean, legendary.
Well, they say, my ancestors, the Scottish Irish.
See, I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to go there.
We're good at golf, but good at other things too, not just golf.
Right now, everything's going the way of the Cheetahs. That's probably the only way you're going to break 80 as a golfer is if you become a Cheetah.
It's your second good one of the night. Again, must be the beard.
85-47. It's been all Cheetah tonight.
So you enjoyed a birthday recently?
I did. I was born the same day as your good friend Charles Barkley.
Okay. He's a good friend of mine. And you also enjoyed...
You guys golf very much alike as well.
Yeah. You also enjoyed a playoff run by the Steelers until obviously the Super Bowl. But you were being a Pittsburgh native at one point, right? So
that's correct.
You had to enjoy that Pittsburgh Steeler run.
Oh, yeah.
And the Pitt Panthers right now in college basketball,
They're
one
doing
of the better teams in the Big East. So everything's coming up Rob Christ right now.
Well, I don't know if it's Rob Christ, but Pittsburgh has enjoyed a good run.
3 minutes left.
Take a listen to Rob
5
Meyer.
seniors, 3 minutes left to go. All right, listen. You need to play your butt off for these last 3 minutes. Okay? Play smart. All right? No cheating on defense. Play a hard defense. Box out. Rebound. All right? Let's go. 3 minutes left. All right, last 3 minutes on the court. Let's go. Come on, hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3, hard work.
You know, one of the things that I like there, Shawn, is that he's just reinforcing the fundamentals. He's talking about playing the game the right way, boxing out, playing solid defense, playing with energy. And, it's real easy to have a team that's successful get into bad habits. And right now they're enjoying a good evening. But you got to remember that, as you said, I mean, Lacey Township's going to be a little bit tougher than Pennsville.
Slightly. It's going to be a whole different world. And you're not going to be getting the easy layups. And it's all about working hard, preparing for that. This is a team that, if it plays its best basketball, if it limits the turnovers, gets the loose balls, those little things, it might be able to play with a team like Lacey and shock the world by knocking off the number 3 seed.
And this GCIT team, they're going to be even better next year, I think, because you have Krowicki, who's their leading scorer, coming back. And, again, I like what I saw from the freshman. He's going to be a year better. And, of course, you have, some nice role players, and Bergen has really illustrated his ability to score as well. I mean, you have Krowicki and Bergen, your 2 top scorers, coming back. Every year this program's going to look to be just a little bit better. You have Bergen, who is second on the team with 12 points, Krowicki with 18, and Smith with 11. So, again, those 3 guys are juniors. Don't be surprised if this team eclipses the 500 mark next year.
You can see that happening. I mean, also see what some other teams are going to be doing. You look at Pittman. Pittman's going to lose a lot. You know, Salem's going to come back and be decent. Pennsgrove is going to lose a lot, but they'll certainly be good. There's some teams, even Pennsville. You look at Pennsville. You know, it's going to be a little bit easier next year without the combination of Dixon and Colgate going up against them twice. Salem has handed it to the Eagles, but you look at GCIT and some of the teams that they're going to play, Woodstown and Gloucester Catholic and Shalleck in that Diamond Division.
Right now, you look at the scoreboard. I think the Cheaters are looking at the century mark. They're getting excited about the prospect of maybe scoring 100 points. At this point, Gloucester County Tech has not scored this many points this year. And I would venture a guess that they've never scored this many points, period.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, coming into tonight, the most points they had scored was 71 in their victory over Buna. So, you're looking at it, they're already 20% better than that.
One of the things, too, we mentioned GCIT and its schedule. You can't forget, Deptford in the middle of the pack this year. Gloucester really at the doormat of the league right now in the division. You're not going to see that stay. Gloucester is going to eventually come back. This is got a great coach in Russ Winsett. It's just not going to continue. Gloucester is going to become better. So some of the teams are going to become better. GCIT has to realize that in order to take the next step, the work is going to have to be done in the offseason. Working out in the gym, working on your dribbling, working on your shooting, playing at 100% level at all times. Those are the things that's going to put GCIT from a 7-win team to a 10 or 11-win team and maybe knocking off, one of the better teams. They're beating the teams that they should beat. They're losing to the teams that might have some more experience than them. Maybe the talent level is very close, but maybe an edge may go to the other squads. But they're hanging in there.
Somebody camped out in the lane. 89-47. GCIT with a comfortable 42-point lead, their biggest output scoring-wise of the year, and certainly their biggest lead of the year. Again, the Cheetahs with the rebound. They will look to get into uncharted territory, the 90s. Three-point shot, rims out, rebound. Here come the Eagles.
Yanello came out of the game, but he gave a yeoman's effort in there. Here's a kid that doesn't give up. He just continues to play.
Moyer on the wing. Picks up his dribble. He'll hand it off, and that's Huff. Huff now pulls it out with Ashley. Ashley looking to penetrate, kicks to the wing, Johnson. And they're just going to run clock as we are now inside of 35 seconds remaining. This game now into the 90s, 91-47.
One of the seniors, Timothy Huff, taking it to the basket, depositing two.
Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, laid up, no good. Tipped up Johnson. Down to 10 seconds remaining. Johnson and the Cheetahs will celebrate this victory on senior night, a big one. They will finish the night victorious, 91-47. Gloucester County Tech over the Eagles of Pennsville. Tri-County Classic basketball matchup as the Classic of Pennsville following to the Diamond representatives, Gloucester County Tech. Stick around, post-game interviews and a wrap in just a moment.
Welcome back to Gloucester County Tech. Gloucester County Tech victorious 91-47 over Pennsville here with winning head coach Ron Myers and coach 91 points, the most offensive output you've had here the entire season. I would dare say probably in the history of Gloucester County Tech. And, you know, one of the things I was talking to my broadcast partner was everything I heard from the administrators and to the crowd is just how well you guys were playing tonight. I think you have to feel good about that as you start to gel and head towards the playoffs.
That's exactly what we wanted to do tonight. We wanted to come out and have a really good game to get ready to go into the playoffs. I told them this is the last time they're going to be able to play other people rather than themselves in practice to get ready to go and play a team that we've never seen before, a team in Lacey that's up north that we haven't seen, haven't played, to be able to come out and get that momentum going as we go into the playoffs.
You've certainly done a great job here as the coach trying to turn around the program. You see a lot of positives there. Talk about some of the challenges that you faced here at Gloucester County.
Well, it's tough being a school that doesn't have a middle school program. We have no feeder program. So a lot of these kids, when they come in, they've never played with each other. A lot of our freshmen, the first time they see each other is the first day of practice. So, being able to get these kids to play together, to be able to find their roles on the team, and to be able to successfully, gel as a team is kind of a tough thing to do. But these guys have done a great job with it. I had, the 5 seniors that we played a lot tonight. They've been here, since the beginning when they were getting beat by 80 points to teams like Salem, to teams like Pittman. And the turnaround that they've had from those 4 years is fantastic.
You talked a little bit about Lacey Township. What type of expectations do you have in terms of your basketball team? I mean, the fact that this is really the first year that you're starting to really have expectations, do you approach it in any different way than you would any typical game?
Well, we're going to go out there and play hard like we normally do. We're doing a lot of time. What I tell them is play 4 hard quarters. If they play 4 hard quarters, we should be all right. A lot of our games this year have been very close, single digits, 10 digits. We've only been blown out a few times. So, some of the better teams like Pittman, Pennsville that are in the top 10 in South Jersey, we've been right there with every other team. If we put 4 quarters together, I like our chances. We can really give them a good run, maybe possibly even steal one.
Well, I saw a lot of positives out there today. Again, a tremendous job on your behalf. Congratulations and good luck to you in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.
Let's throw it over to our own Shawn Leary. Shawn?
We got 4 players of the game, 3 from one team. We're also going to talk with one of the Pennsville players, certainly one of their leading scorers and leading players. We're going to start off with Tim. Tim Huff is one of the seniors on senior night. Big win for you guys. I'm sure you wanted to hit the 100 mark, but this is a huge win for you guys, trying to gain some confidence for the playoffs.
Yeah, that we didn't hit 100. Coach didn't want us to. He wanted us to be polite, respectful. But yeah, we're getting ready for the playoffs. The last game we got to play at home in front of everybody. Seniors, last game we grew up together, all 4 years. But yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, because since we're just going to throw one question to each one of these guys, because all of them seniors. Yeah, you came in, you were able to start off, be able to get into the paint, hit a couple jumpers early on, but you certainly had things going early for your team.
Yes, well, it's a team effort. We worked together as a team, and they gave me the balls, and I just had to knock the shots down.
You were able to do that. How important was this, especially for the 5 seniors, to start with one another?
Well, it's great because we've been playing together since freshman year, and we really work hard each and every day in practice, and we played a good team victory, and we got the win.
Well, congratulations to you. Best of luck in the playoffs. And Ken Johnson, it was Ken Johnson night here with all the seniors coming out. Coach talked about you and being able to work down hard. Said you're one of the more unselfish players, that you have to be selfish sometimes to just go up and shoot. Is that something that's just in you? You just too much of a nice guy at times on the court?
Yeah, well, I'm really more of a passer, I like to give everybody a chance to get the ball, and I'm just a good teammate to work with.
How special has this been for you guys? I mean, to come out here on senior night after having some struggles in the first couple of seasons.
This has been just great, because the first 2 years we haven't had a win, and then for our last year and this year, just to win all these games, it's been great.
We wish you the best of luck in the playoffs against Lacey. Certainly a game that's going to be important for you guys coming up here in your history at GCIT. And we're with Frank Yanello. And Frank, senior playing your last game here, a big moment for you. Typically we don't interview the guys who are on the losing team, but this is special for you. You come out here, and I thought it was real important to see how you played. You gave it your all to the very last second. This was a big deal for you.
Right, yeah, well, you got to come out and you got to play just like if you were down 2 points. You got to come play every game hard, and you got to play aggressive. If you give up halfway through, then why are you going to be on the floor? And you got to play every game with your heart.
What's it mean to you? It means to say this is my last basketball game in high school. That's got to kind of hit you a little bit.
To say it's my last high school game, it kind of hurts a little bit, but hopefully I'm going to play on, keep playing hard, working hard, and play in college.
It's difficult with only 2 wins, but I'm sure you've had some shining moments throughout this season, some bright spots.
Yeah, it's definitely been up and down season for me. Our whole team, we played hard, and I'm glad that we got to play these guys again. It made it made it as if it was kind of a home game. It was a very warm, welcome game that we came in, even though we lost. It was a well-fought game. And
Well, even though you lost, I'm sure a lot of kids who are looking out there can certainly look up and respect the effort that you put forth tonight and throughout your high school career. Best of luck to you.
thank you very much.
It's guys like that. You look at Frank and the effort that he gave. Senior year, last game that he's playing, and it's not always about the wins and losses. That's a good learning tool for some of the little kids to say, it's not always about the wins and losses. It's how you play the game. And he talked to me. He says, I'm proud of the way we played and how hard I played. And sometimes, you might not be able to show it on the scoreboard, but certainly when you walk off the court knowing that you gave it your all, it's a win.
Absolutely. And, talking about wins, this is such a win tonight for Gloucester County, not only on the scoreboard, 91-47, but also a big win. It's senior night, and they're starting to gel for the playoffs. That should bode well for them. It's going to be a different environment for them. The first time they'll be really in a packed gym. We'll see how they fare. But nonetheless, it's been a great season for Gloucester County Tech and a great way to wrap it up. Speaking of wrapping up, for my partner, Shawn Leary, my director, Stan Ritter, John Mondelli, our executive producer, and all of our fantastic crew, I am Rob Christ. The final score, Gloucester County Tech 91, Pennsville 47. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.